Hi, everyone. Welcome back to another fantastic episode on the Unleashing Potentials podcast. My name is Bernadette Desir, and I'm your host. And joining me today is special guest, Shawna Solomon. Did I pronounce
Yes.
it right?
Yes, Solomon. Yes.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. How is time and the weather treating you where you are? Time
So,
flies.
definitely flies. We just got finished dealing with that tornado that hit Houston, but other than that, today's supposed to be a little cloudy, but that heat is, I love it.
Oh, I've been to Texas. I don't know if I'm coming back anytime soon.
Really? Oh my goodness. We just
Okay.
moved here and I love it. I love
It
everything about
was,
it.
I'm in Canada. It was just too hot for me.
Okay. And see, I'm from the East Coast and it was so cold. And I was like, I don't want to do another
Mhm.
winter up here. I'm not doing that. So
It's
that's why we moved
hard.
up here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's really hard. Yeah. Yeah,
Mhm.
Shauna, to start, can you tell us who you are and what you do?
So, yes, I am a brand success strategist. I have a firm that is Shawna Solomon Associates, where we help small business owners go from stuck to six figures. My heart and my nonprofit, which will be launching in about 3 months, is Her Journey Forward, is for small business owners who were either teen moms, domestic violence victims, who had those disadvantages. And I just want to show them that entrepreneurship is a thing that you can do and be successful at it. So I want to be able to provide them with the resources that they need to do that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I love that so much because I think so many of us, we have dreams and desires, and we just feel stuck sometimes to get through what we want to do. Often
Yes.
we know what we should do, but we're not sure. We stay stuck and we do nothing.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that I think that's why I can be so relatable is because I've been there. Like I don't teach anything that I haven't been through.
Yeah.
And again, being a teen mom and people telling you what you can't do,
Mhm.
and I kind of felt like college was going to be an issue for me. So I'm
Mhm.
like, I got to get creative. So that creative turned into success for me. So I just want to show
Yeah.
so many other, especially Black women, that we can absolutely do anything that we put our minds to.
I truly admire that in you. So thank you. Woman
You're
to woman,
welcome.
thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Can you take us back a little bit? What was your childhood like? And then we'll talk about your teen pregnancy.
My childhood, honestly, my childhood was great. I was raised by a single mom. I didn't realize how difficult that would be growing, like as I got
Yeah.
older, and how that changed things as well.
Yeah.
But I did not grow up. I didn't feel like I grew up as a statistic. I didn't become a statistic until I ended up pregnant, and that's where things kind of made a real big turn for me.
Yeah.
Um, I was that spoiled child, and I thought that I was going to go to college, and and everything. And then it was like, oh nope, here goes that monkey wrench. There's a different plan. So I had to grow up fast. I had responsibilities that I didn't know anything about because I was a spoiled kid, right? So
Yeah.
I'm this spoiled kid that I had no idea what really, what being a mom was going to be like. And it really hit me hard.
Yeah. 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 Sorry, I had to turn off
That's okay.
my phone volume.
That's okay. That's okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I was also a teen mom, and it's not easy. It's not easy.
Mhm.
We get judgments and criticism not only from society, but from our own blood relatives,
Ugh.
from friends. So tell me your story. What was it like for you during the pregnancy, after the pregnancy? What were some of the challenges you've had to overcome?
So one of the challenges, my main challenge, you're gonna make me cry, was
Mm,
disappointing in my mom. First off,
mm,
um, we have a very, we were close then, we're close now, but disappointing her and the dreams that she had for me,
mhm,
and then also thinking that there were going to be people who were going to look at me differently, and that happened. There were, and she was supportive, but there were a lot of people who were not. There was a lot of family who shunned me. There was a lot of people who's like, oh, we don't want her, to be around. Or if I was around, it was kind of like there was these little whispers, and so it made me feel like the ugly duckling in the family. And it took me a long time to be okay with even saying that out loud, So it's like, as an adult now, I'm having these conversations like, you didn't like me as a kid. Like, why didn't you like me as a kid?
Yeah.
And finding out, like, that they attached that, you were fast. No, I just didn't know. It didn't make me fast. I just didn't know. So there were a lot of people, a lot of my I had an aunt who's an entrepreneur, and she's the one who got me into entrepreneurship. There were a lot of people that were around her, that we were around, who, same ones, oh, you're not going to be anything when you grow up. You're going to be, and I'm like, this can't be life. Like, you have all of these people who are talking negative to you, and for years, all you've heard was positive. It's a blow. It's a serious blow. So
Yeah. Thank
yeah.
you for sharing. Yeah. For me, it was really hard too, because I was just finishing grade 12, and then I had to completely stop and be pregnant. Right?
You had to finish. You said you were in the 12th
I was
grade.
halfway through grade 12.
Okay.
Like, I was almost finishing high school here.
Okay.
And that's when it happened. And I was on my own. I'm still on my own. Stuff like that,
Right.
they force you to grow. And yeah, I've had very similar situation with people saying that I'm less than for doing that. I'm not married, with Christianity, the part of the religion I grew up in. And yeah, all I can say to those people now is watch me, you know? Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I think you're frozen a little bit. Can you still hear me? Oh,
Can
there
you
you
hear?
go.
Yep, there you go.
I hear
Okay.
you. I lost you for a little bit. That's okay.
Okay. Okay.
That's good.
When it comes to the being married thing, like, that was huge. And growing up and around a lot of strong Black women who were not married, we were not. That wasn't like something that was like first and foremost. It wasn't something that was like, oh, you have to have this husband. That didn't come up until I got pregnant. And it's like, now you're trying to force me to be something I don't know anything about, because my whole life I'm taught that you have to be the strong Black woman. So it was like, wait,
Yeah.
like, what happened? What happened?
Yeah.
So that turned into something else. And again, we don't realize like how a lot of those traumas follow us into adulthood. Me and my husband had a conversation about 5 years ago. I didn't realize how much of those traumas I transitioned over into our marriage. I didn't know how to be a wife, so it was like, I was never taught.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's deep. It's like a domino effect
Yeah,
that
absolutely.
happens. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So you're helping Black women with their businesses.
Yes.
Why? I probably know why, but why?
So, one, because we are so at a disadvantage, right?
Yeah.
And again, I grew up under these strong Black women who, they were doing their things, but I also wanted to go to college. And when I felt like that was off the table for me, I had to get creative. I'm like, okay, how am I going to take care of me and my son? What does life look like for me now? And being able to be creative and find ways to take care of me and him and do it successfully. And now seeing that cycle, because you look back, my daughter, you see so many young girls going through the same thing. I don't want them to make the same mistakes that I did, of course. But if you do, nobody's perfect. Let's turn those lemons into lemonade. So let me show you that there are other ways for you to be financially self-sufficient. And I've been able to do that through entrepreneurship. So my heart is in helping others do that exact same thing.
Yeah, I love that. Who inspires you to be the woman that you are today?
Um, I must say my mom and my aunt. I have an aunt that she had a salon and she passed about, it's probably been about 11, 12 years. And like, she's the reason that I even started my nonprofit, because I don't even want it to be something that where people have to pay me for for my programs. But I would say them, my girls. I
Yeah.
have my babies that are looking to me, or not, they're not babies anymore, they're grown, like I'm a grandma, but they're looking for me, they look to me, they've always looked at me as being this strong Black woman, regardless of what went on. So it's like, I want to be inspirational for them, just like my mom and my aunt were inspirations for me.
Yeah.
I try not to look into things that are, I'm not gonna say that it's not attainable, but it's like I don't want to look at somebody else's life and be like, this is what mine should be, because
Yeah.
I feel like anything and everything is possible for everybody.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Were there times in your business journey that you had self-doubts and where you thought you couldn't do this anymore and you had to shift gears?
Every day. Yes. So there has been times that I am in a space where, so like when I have a store as well. I've had my store since '05. That's kind of how I got started in
Yeah.
entrepreneurship.
Mhm.
And with my firm, I've had it for about 5 years.
Mm.
Making the transition, one, from the very beginning of the store, not knowing anything, and then rebranding, I second guessed everything, right? Moving into that space. But then now I have people who want me to teach. And I'm like, who's giving me, like, who wants to hear what I have to say, So I second guessed me. I second guessed what I had to offer. I second guessed my services. I second guessed, is this something that I could do? My husband, about 6 months ago,
Mhm.
he's like, you need to start doing more speaking engagements. And I'm like, oh, I've done enough.
Yeah.
He's like, no, you need to do this. And here comes that self-doubt, like to the point where we were at lunch and I just start crying.
Mm.
People don't see that side of entrepreneurship where you could wake up one day and be ready to rear and go. And other days you're like, I don't know if I have, like,
Yeah.
if I can do this, but I have to do this because I gotta eat.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm
Yeah.
like, it's interesting, but yeah, absolutely. So I think that if you don't doubt yourself at some point, then you're probably in something that's super easy for you to do,
Mhm.
and or you actually even challenging yourself and doing what you're here to do.
Yeah. I've had those moments. I have them all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's to remember the purpose behind the passion and how we're going to help people, because I always tell people that there are people waiting. Whether we know
Yeah.
those people or not, they're waiting. They
Yeah.
need to hear our voices, especially as Black women.
Absolutely. And I think that a lot of times we don't, especially with social media right now, I
Yeah.
feel like with social media, there is not a lot of, there's a lot of fluff out there. I
Mhm.
think that they have things set up right now where it's like, it's so easy to acquire this. But I
Mm.
think the reality of it is, you need to hear from people who've been there. You need to hear the good and the bad, because right now all you see on social media is all the good stuff. You
Yeah.
don't see those self-doubt days. You don't see those days that you don't want to get out of bed. You don't see those days when you're sick and
Mhm.
can't. I've been sick for the last 3 days, but I was showing up today.
Mm. Yeah.
They don't show that what happens on the back end when you have a small business and something like a tornado happens and you have to rebuy inventory, and like things like that don't happen. I think that those are the things that we have to be honest about,
Yeah.
and stop making it seem like it's so easy. Can
Mhm.
it be done? Absolutely, but there are going to be things, and my goal is just to prepare them for that.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
not going to tell you it's easy, but we can get it done.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Mhm.
life is going to happen. So yeah, so
Yeah, absolutely.
definitely.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you sell in your boutique?
I sell like unique items. I have one of my bags, right? I have bags that I've,
Oh, that's nice.
well, so there it comes in black and in cognac, and
Yeah.
then just like dresses, maxi dresses. I like to have things that are little. I'm heavy on how you show up. Getting people to want to work with you with minimal effort. When it comes to the easy way of doing things with marketing,
Mhm.
that's me. Make people want to work with you, make it easy for them, attract them properly, all of that.
Yeah.
So I do that through my clothing.
Oh, that's awesome. Have you ever thought of doing cosmetics?
No. And
Okay.
let me I've never thought about doing cosmetics only because I'm not a heavy makeup person. I
Oh,
literally just posted today, like somebody said something about my makeup, and I'm like,
it's nice.
thank you. I can't do I hate makeup. My face is super sensitive. Everything I
Mhm.
have to go through to find something, it's just not something. Now, I'll go
Yeah.
shopping all day, every day. Walk right past the floor. Walk right past the floor. Now, if you want me to go to Sephora for some to sit down and get somebody to do my makeup,
Yeah.
I'll do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can't. And I have a couple clients who do who have skincare or who have like makeup. I have one of
Mm.
my best friends. She was on QVC. She has this thing called Nikki's Magic Wand,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
where you can get all of the stuff out of, which was amazing.
Oh,
So that type of stuff I'm into.
yeah. Yeah.
Anything more than that, it's like this is literally this is all I carry is my lip gloss.
Yeah. Yeah. I love makeup. I love it.
Really?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I'll wear any colors. I just love
I
it.
love it.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
do your own makeup?
I do. That's as good as it gets. I like
I love
natural,
it.
like subtle,
Yes.
natural, not too much. Yeah. Sometimes I do put a lot, but I can't do the lashes stuff people are doing. I can't
I'm a lash
put it on.
girl.
You are. It looks so
I,
good on you.
Thank you. I'll do lip gloss and lash. That's like
That's it.
that MO and my nails, and I do my little press on nails. Like
Nice.
I feel like I'm kind of, to me, I feel like I'm basic. To everybody else, they say I'd probably do the most.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, nice. Would you say that's a form of self-care for yourself? When
It
you do
is.
the nails and the lash. Yeah. Okay.
It
Okay.
is, especially with me now being an empty nester.
Mm,
I think that there are times that we as women have to take time for ourselves.
mm,
There is a conversation that was had about
mhm.
Black women and how we kind of are, we don't take care of ourselves. Like, we're a mom, we're a wife, we do all of those things first. I make sure that I take time to, and I'm not heavy on spas, but I will go to the nail spa. And I went the other day just to get a full pedicure. I
Yeah.
don't go get my nails done or anything, but that to me is like, that allows me to like relax and unwind. My
Mhm.
morning routine, that's me preparing for my day. And I feel like if I didn't take care of me, if I can't take care of me, how can I take care of anybody
Yeah.
else?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Yeah. What is it like to be an empty nester? Because I'm not quite yet. It's gonna be a while.
It's not good.
Oh.
It's not. I thought that I was gonna be ready to live my life.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's
Oh,
hard. I miss my, yeah. It definitely gets you to a point where it's like, I miss my babies. And then we moved on top of that. So like this
that's
last year has been a lot of tears because I'm like, I just can't get in my car and go run and see my kids. I have to actually catch a flight. So
mm,
it's hard, but I will say that I'm doing it and I enjoy it. I'm learning how to live my life. I've been a mom since I was 15. I
mm.
didn't even know being Shawna was,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? Because I've been a mom since I was 15. So it's like, and then I felt like I was being selfish,
Mm,
because I'm like, no, I don't want to watch the kids, or no, I don't want to do this. I just want to kind of do nothing.
mhm, mhm.
Like, I'll be 50 this year. I've been a mom since I was 15. I'm like,
Wow. Yeah.
that's a lot, and people don't take that motherhood there's a lot. So you got to be mom, you got to be that teacher, you got to be a nurse, and you got to hope that you're doing what you're supposed to be doing as far as them, so that they're productive with
Yeah.
society.
Yeah.
There's a lot, and then you add business to that, and then you get married. Child, women need a check just for being women, just
Yeah.
for that chromosome. They need.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Thank you for talking about that because I think you're right. So many of us, we don't take care of ourselves, especially when we have younger kids. Me, I
Mm-hmm.
woke up like this. I take care of myself. I used to let myself go. I was
Mm-hmm.
slipping away. Now I'm like, who am I without my kids around? Right.
Yeah. And it's so
Yeah.
easy to do.
Hmm.
It's so easy to do, especially if they have stuff that's going on day to
Yeah.
day. It's like you wake up, and then, like I said, I feel like I woke up one day and my baby was 21 and she's like, I'm moving out. And I'm like,
No, you
what do
ain't.
you mean? Yeah, what do you mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's not
Yeah.
how this works. So yeah,
Mm.
absolutely make sure that you take care of you. And I never understood when people say, like, or when they would say that cliche, you gotta put you first.
Mm. Yeah.
It's easier said than done when you got kids. You know what I mean? Like, I get it now that they're grown, and I try to instill certain things with them, like making sure
Mhm.
they take certain days to whether it's to go hang out with their husbands or do whatever, like make sure that you are okay, so that when they do leave, you have something. I literally felt like I had to reinvent Shawna
Mhm.
all over again. And I'm
Yeah.
still dealing with that. And my daughter has been gone for what, 5 years.
Mhm.
I'm still feeling like I'm trying to figure out, like, what am I honestly supposed to be doing? So
Yeah.
I go hard in business. Like, all I can do all day, every day is go hard in business and love on my husband.
Mhm. Yeah.
So,
Yeah. 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 What would you say to small business owners who are just starting and they don't know where to start? They're confused, but they have the idea of visions.
I would tell them to hold on one second, because I would tell them to get a mentor. A lot of times people don't, that's a step that I feel like I skipped.
Mm.
Listening to somebody who knew early on, like, I probably wouldn't have made as many mistakes.
Mm.
Start from, I don't want to say start where, get started, but also build an amazing foundation. I did not have a great foundation when I first got started. I winged it, right? I'm like, I'm in this, I'm going to make money how I know how.
Yeah.
But once I got into it,
Mhm.
it's like, oh no, like, you actually need some guidance. You need to build this foundation. You're nothing. Your business is nothing without it's nothing without a solid foundation. I
Mhm.
think that a lot of times we skip a
Yeah.
lot of steps because we're in it for need. Whereas if you do the work initially, which it might seem like it's a headache to get started first, it'll help you build the foundation that you need to build in order to be successful for years down the line, not just as a hustle, but just, so that you can build something that you want to leave behind, so that you're not trying to figure out what you want to do every year. One of the things that I focus on with my clients is target audience. That is one step that so many people just be like, oh, I don't need to know that. Well, who are
Mhm.
you selling to?
Yeah.
I don't care if you got a product or a service. That's something that you need to know. You need to have a goal. You need to have a goal, and you need to know who it is that you're selling to.
Mhm.
If you don't have that, I feel like you're just kind of throwing things at the wall and hoping that things stick. If
Yeah.
I had known that when I first got started, I
Mhm.
probably would have been a millionaire a long time ago. I
Yeah.
feel like I definitely feel like I wasted, if not five, I'm gonna say like 5 to 7 years, just
Mhm.
trying to figure things out. You know,
Mhm.
don't try to get it the easy way.
Mhm.
Invest in yourself. One of the best things I did as well was I invest in a coach. I still have a coach, even with being
Mhm.
where I'm at right now. I have a mentor that I pay
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
helps me get to that next level.
Mhm.
Um, and if you don't have the resources to do that, jump into these free classes. There's so many free classes. There's so many free programs. Get
Mhm.
as much information as you can and apply it. That's another thing. A lot of times people take these classes and they don't apply anything.
Mm. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Nope. Take a class that makes sense, apply it as you can to your brand, and
Mm.
scale. You should be moving up, not staying stagnant or moving backwards. But I
Mhm.
think that a lot of times, because we're not taught
Mhm.
certain things from people that like us,
Yeah.
that we get the textbook stuff, or we get the, oh, you just have to do this. It's easy to say, oh, you just have to do this if you don't have the resource for that. It's
Mhm.
easy to just say, go walk into that bank when you don't have everything else set up.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. Yeah.
Let's get that set up on top. And let's not even talk about what you got to do once you walk in that thing, because they're already looking at you crazy because of who you are and what you represent.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Mm-hmm.
that's why we got to make sure these foundations are built solid first,
Mm-hmm.
so that when you go in there, there's not a reason for them to deny you. There's not a reason for them to say, oh, you don't qualify for this. Now let's set you up right first,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
then go from there. And a lot of the students that I teach, I need a loan. I need $50,000, but they don't have nothing in place. They didn't
Mm-hmm.
messed up their credit. Mm-mm,
Yeah.
mm-mm.
Yeah. Yeah.
But these are the conversations again that we need to have ahead of time instead of once they get into it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Sounded like you continue to practice being humble, meaning people don't want to ask for help. Sometimes we think we know it all when I think we need each other to connect. None of us know it all. I don't, right? I'm just
Absolutely.
following my heart and instinct, doing what I'm doing. How important is it for people to be humble, to accept help, and to ask for help in businesses?
I think it's super important. I think when somebody is not humble, that's when they get into that arrogance, and they start losing. Because I'm heavy on building relationships. I have an event that's called we have a group that's called the Black Women Meetup,
Mm,
and this is where we genuinely build relationships so that we can help each other with success. Right?
mhm.
You can't do that not being in that space of being humble.
Yeah.
We You can't, because you have to genuinely want to help somebody.
Mhm.
If you want, and if people, somebody said the other day something about bartering, and I was looking at the thread, and the thread was so one-sided, and I'm like, this is about you. This is not built about building a relationship and helping somebody else. You want something and you don't want to give anything back. That's not how it works. That's not how we are going to help each other grow in this ecosystem, especially, and it's crazy right now, right? So
Yeah.
we have to be able to help each other grow. So I guess absolutely. And I will say as well is make sure that you have a strong support system. My mom, my kids, my husband are 150% beside me with everything that I do. I have a great group of friends.
Mhm.
They're all women entrepreneurs. Find your tribe.
Mm. Yeah.
They're amazing. Find that tribe that wants you to succeed, not the tribe that's going to be the ones who are going to help, or going to talk you out of your dreams.
Mhm.
Have that tribe that's going to talk to you about how you want to reach that impossible dream that everybody keeps saying that
Mhm.
you'll never reach.
Mhm. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. How important is it to have authenticity in businesses?
Oh, that's up there with knowing your audience.
Yeah.
If you're not authentic, I just feel like people. First of all, I feel like people see that.
Yeah.
And then I feel like if you're not authentic, like eventually you're going to just give up, which we see a lot of,
Yeah.
because it's not really what you want to do. It goes back to like what you said as far as like your purpose and your passion. How can you be authentic if it's not your purpose and your passion?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
It to me that just doesn't make it like and I can see it. If I'm watching somebody's video, I'm like, this girl is just selling just because she needs to pay a light bill, something. And
Mhm.
here's the thing, I get it.
Yeah.
I've been there, but I'd rather you say that than to tell me that this product that you got right here that you absolutely love it. Since I ain't buying it, I'm not. I ain't buying it. I ain't
Yeah.
buying it. And people now are buying so much into people. You have to be authentic. You have to know your stuff.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. And people can see that, eh? They see
Absolutely.
it miles away.
Mm-hmm.
They do. They do. And people just know. They know.
Yeah.
Well, me, I don't know
Absolutely.
what I'm doing right, but I'm doing something because I'm buried in interviews to do.
That's
Yeah.
good. That's
Yeah.
good. Yeah, I
Yeah.
love it.
Hmm.
I love it.
Yeah, how do you apply your story in your business?
Woo. So when I am speaking, I always come from that space of being real. I've been told that by a lot of my clients, like, you give it to me real. I have to, because
Yeah.
nobody gave it to me, because nobody gave it to me that way.
Yeah.
But I think that that's where my patience come from. For a long time, I didn't have patience. For a long time, it was like, I just feel like you should be here. I would see things in people that they didn't see yet.
Yeah.
But what my story has taught me was like, just like God gave you grace, give them some grace because they might not be there yet. Walk them through that. So that allowed us to kind of break down like our programs on who should be where. Being a listening ear, like you have to listen. I don't feel like I was heard early on. There's so many ways within my story, like from the moving out on my own as a teenager, braiding hair, unlicensed, to make money because I knew that I had to, to feed my son. So there's so many, the processes that I learned, that I still implement like till this day from even when I worked. Like there's the stuff that I took from working in a financial institution. So you can get something from anything, but if you don't stay true to who you are, your story, and walk in that purpose and that passion, I feel like you'll end up on a hamster wheel.
Yeah. Yeah. Those are not fun to be on.
Mm-mm, mm-mm. And
No.
been there.
Yeah.
Look, and been there. So people see that, they see where you are and they don't understand like where you came from. They don't see all of the hurt. They don't see all of the crying, the days that you're just like, they don't see your account being overdrawn. They don't see the nothing. Like, when my husband was sick in 16, like I felt like we were going to lose everything. It was then that I realized that I actually had what it took to grow that boutique. That's when it was like, oh, let me put these processes and stuff in place because I can't physically be in that store. I now have to hire. What does that look like? Because I had never thought about that because everything was all me, so it's like, build it out so that you don't have to be the main person in that business forever, so that you can actually grow it to be so that you can have that financial freedom and be able to enjoy life the way God intended us to.
Yeah, absolutely. And I find that often fear of failures or fear of failing on anything, it holds us back. It truly does.
Fear of listen, that fear has stopped me. I'm telling you, I have probably lost so many six-figure contracts from fear. Fear. And then I remember one of my close friends was like, let's just we got to have this conversation on why remember we talked about self-doubt, all of those things. It's like, okay, I got to get this out. So that's why I created this whole routine when it comes to me going after contracts now, because like I gotta feel like I deserve that as well. If we don't feel like we're deserving of it, we're gonna sabotage it.
Yeah. And I find there's so much wasted talent.
Oh, that's because I feel like the wasted talent is because people they feel like I have a lot of talents.
Yeah.
I can't implement them in everything that I want to do to help people grow. I could do hair, right? But if I'm doing, the only way you want to see me bring out a curling iron is if you sitting in front of an interviewer and I'm like, oh, that piece of hair is getting ready to do something. Let's fix that. I can't, there's no way for me to implement that. So it's like, I have to stick to what it is. Again, going back to that purpose, my passion, and pushing forward with that. Sometimes you have to, I'm not going to say because you don't want to put your talents to the side, but there's other ways to utilize them so that you can, what's the word I'm looking for? So that you can make them, so that you're not wasting them, but so that you're also not all over the place, like, so going back to having that plan.
Yeah, multitasking and knowing where to put those talents, because each room has a specific function. The bedroom, the bed we sleep, the where we eat, the kitchen.
Yes.
To us having so many talents, it's knowing where to put those talents to benefit us and other people in return.
Yes, and I struggled with transitioning from excuse me, I'm getting over this cough, this cold, and I'm feeling it.
Yeah, it's okay.
With transitioning from still having a store and going over to the firm, that was something that I was like, how am I going to make that connect? So I kind of had to be still for a second. And then I realized that there were women who that I had met through the store that I would style. I've done some celebrity styling in Atlanta. And I had met so many women. It was like God was placing them in my space, because my $60 sessions turned into $3,000 brand development sessions, you know, because now I went from styling them to helping them build their brands. You know, I didn't understand it then. I'm thinking I'm just getting them dressed, you know, but it was so much more than that, because you're getting, I'm getting them dressed to prepare them to be in front of their audience.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that. I'm like, I'm just getting y'all dressed. But the conversations that we were having, like there were so many things. So it's like, I absolutely struggled with that for a long time. And then it's like, okay, now it makes sense. So if somebody needs something, but everybody knows that they can go to the store, it's not something that I promote. Like I have a team that promotes that, and I do everything else as far as the firm goes with that team.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Oh no, it's okay. Trust me, I was there last week recording, so
Oh
yeah,
my goodness.
it's all right. We're human and it happens.
Yeah, I'm like, oh my, and I could feel it trying to. I think the meds are finally starting to.
They're kicking in.
Yeah,
Who-
I can't hear. Okay,
Can you
I
hear
can
me
hear you
now?
now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you design clothes. What kind of women do you dress, and what do you notice about self-esteem and mindset?
So I don't design clothes. I actually buy them. I'm
Oh,
just real specific on what it is that I purchase, because the women that I dress are normally entrepreneurs, speakers, CEOs. But mindset is huge. That's where I learned how to even map out my process with the firm, was because I realized that there are a lot of women out here who have a certain look when they're out, but when you actually sit and have a conversation with them, their mindset is not there. So when we talk about them not wanting to grow or thinking that they can grow, that's a mindset, right? So there's a mindset shift that's there that needs to happen in order for them to think that they can have or go after whatever they want. And it's hard, because if there are some women who don't have that confidence in themselves, don't think that they are worthy or whatever, me coaching them in business is it like we always hit that wall.
yeah.
Because their mindset is not there. So yeah, definitely that. I feel like that should be a part of everybody's the first program. Like let's talk about where you are at, and if you really think you can make this happen, because and they don't do it on purpose. It's just something like a trauma. Like I said, they don't come back and not even realize. We had a girl who would not she would not hire.
Wow.
And I'm like, why is this girl not gonna hire? She making more than six figures. She would not hire nobody. She had trust issues. She was a domestic violence victim. Her mom had stole from her. Like there was so many things to unpack with her.
Yeah.
We didn't realize that until we were 6 months in.
Oh, wow. Wow.
We were about 6 months in, and I'm like, I'm telling her to do this, and she's not. What it like something? I said we got to stop, because we're doing all of this, and you're making all this money, but we need you to do this in order to grow. And then that's when we end up finding out like there's this issue, and then we had to have her talk to somebody about getting out of that mindset,
Yeah.
because she was going to stay stagnant. You know, it's sad, but it's like there's so much. I don't think that people realize how much everything is connected, even with entrepreneurship.
Oh, it is. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Have you been thinking of writing books or some kind of resource to help people?
I thought about it, but I know my strengths. And I'll be writing something.
Yeah.
And I'll be writing something and write it in my tone. And somebody
Yeah.
will be like, what is she
Yeah.
what did they talk about? So I had gotten approached about 3 years ago about writing my story. And I honestly, one of those things that I'm struggling with. Because like, do I really want to let everybody know I just started talking about the fact that I was a domestic violence victim. So then you take that on top of how I feel about my family and being vocal about that.
Mm, that's a lot.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
And it's like, are they really ready for what I really want to say? Because like, even on my post, as a 49-year-old woman, if one of them comments on my post, I'll be like, but that's that trauma that we don't realize is still there.
Yeah.
So it's like, yes, I absolutely would love to
Mm-hmm.
to do something to help people get through things like that. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Even with businesses as well, right? Like a guide for
Yeah, so we do have some resources. Thank you. We do have some resources that are on the website that help you with growing your business. It helps you with kind of like mapping out your business.
Mm-hmm.
I do a lot of those just because, again, a lot of people can't afford my services. So I like to be able to give something or there's a lot of free resources on there. There's other resources on there just to help them get started. Because a lot of times people are just like, Miss Shawna, I just want to get started.
Yeah. Yeah.
Go to my website and grab one of those guides and get started.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you for helping those who can't afford it. That's
Oh,
something I noticed with businesses.
yeah.
There you get just a little grain salt for free and then pay for it and then I'll help.
Yeah. And I think that to be completely transparent, to be completely transparent, that was me.
Yeah. Mm,
That was me.
mm,
Um, I was that, and that was so my first year opening up the firm, I made, it was like 270 grand, right?
mm-hmm.
And then I think God was like in my ear, ma'am, time for you to give back. It's time for you to do this. And I just didn't understand how people did not want to invest. And then I started realizing that there's people who can't invest, right? There's a difference between people who want to and can't. My goal is to help those who can't and who want it,
Mm-hmm.
but might not have the resources to be able to do that. And that's why I was like, you know what?
Mm-hmm.
With everything that has happened in life, I need to start this nonprofit to get so I can have the resources and to be able to help those who can't, but who want to be the next me, who want to be the next success story. And a lot of times people just need the information.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I have it. Why not give it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I admire that you're doing that. Yeah. And I'm sure you've heard
Mhm.
you've been hearing and helped so many people as well. People want to be
Yeah,
heard.
that's it. That's it. And you can tell, like how you said earlier, like you can tell those who genuinely need the help and some who just don't want to pay. Like I literally, like if God puts it on my heart, like we have given out courses, I have given out like counseling sessions. I mean, like one of my sessions, I have let people into the program.
Yeah.
But you have to also show me that you want it.
Yes. Yeah.
You have to do the work, and it's hard. Like I've people who have come through my classes and be like, oh my God, I didn't think that I thought it was going to be a lot easier. No, if I do that, I see something in you and I want you to push forward.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna be on you like white on rice because I need you to see
Mm-hmm.
that you have a talent there that people need.
Yeah. Yeah.
Get out your head, get away from that trauma, get away from whatever it is that's holding you back. There's so much stuff that's holding people back, but again,
Yeah.
whole nother conversation.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you win some awards?
I did. I have
Plus
one.
more.
So I have 50 Women of Excellence. I have Boutique of the Year. What was that one? I just won one. Actually, my husband just brought some. Oh, there's probably there's so many different ones. So I know there's what the Women of Excellence. There was one that
Yeah.
we won through
On leadership.
OWN.
Yeah. On leadership.
Yeah, OWN. I know we won Boutique. I won Boutique of the Year. I have won Fashion Stylist of the Year. I've won Entrepreneur of the Year. There was something else. I just got that. I haven't gotten the official frame. The funny part is
Okay.
we're coming back. My husband was a trucker. And so bringing our stuff down, we brought it because we have a trucking company.
Yeah.
And all of my stuff, I literally just moved it from the garage into the car so that I can bring it up here. So it's like all of my little plaques that
Oh,
I have. So I've definitely won a few different awards, which are great.
yeah.
But I feel like that is for being recognized for what you do.
Mm-hmm.
It is, it melts your heart. It's like it makes you, it lets you know that you're on the right track, especially when you don't expect it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what would you like for anyone who's listening and watching this to get from this episode?
Just to that you can do anything
Mm,
that you want to do, anything. Like I'm proof of that. I think that a lot of times, we get in our own way. Let's it's time to get out your own way and to start putting some things in place so that you can be what God has set for you to be. Um,
mhm.
it took me a long time to even be able to to feel comfortable in saying that, because I used to always hide behind like what God would say to me. No longer doing that. Um, but absolutely do what, and then also finding something that you love to do and get paid. It's super.
Yeah.
I feel like that's easy too. um,
Yeah.
I just want them to be inspired.
Mhm.
I want them to know that as a teen mom, as a domestic violence victim, that there are resources, there are ways for you to be financially self sufficient.
Yeah.
Domestic violence victims, a lot of times they get caught up in the, oh, I can't do this because I have to do this. And we've helped domestic violence victims usually literally move cross country and be able to make money through their entrepreneurship because of what we have, or because of what they decided to do with their online business. So I want to be able to help those people who feel like that they are not being thought about, the ones who think that, who are not being heard,
Yeah.
that I see you, that I'm here, and that we are building her journey forward to help you guys
Mhm.
be
Yeah.
the best that you can be.
Yeah, I love that. Well, I have two questions for you as we wrap up this incredible episode. The first
Okay.
one is, what is the meaning of life for you?
Whew. Life is an opportunity to be your best you. Um, mm,
Mm,
a lot of people miss that opportunity.
mhm. Yeah. Yeah.
Be that, use that opportunity for the greater good.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
Ooh,
Thank you for sharing. Thank you. Thank you. My last question for you is, where
not you
can my
guys.
li
My
yes.
tears.
Oh, it's okay. It's a
Okay.
release.
Yeah.
Judge the release. It needs to happen.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Where can my listeners find you, work with you, and check out what you're doing?
Shawna Solomon and Associates.com is the website. There's also a ShawnaSolomon.com. I am on Instagram. I love TikTok. That's where you can see the real me over there. You can see some of my fashion over there. But I talk business on my Instagram. We are ramping up our YouTube videos. We
Mhm.
just recorded about 40 videos, so those will be going out June 1st.
Yeah.
And all of that is, and there's a link in all of my bios. So whether it's on Facebook,
Mhm.
Instagram, or TikTok, you can find me at VTHEE Style Mother, MUVA, or you can visit the website and sign up for our email newsletters, which is Shawna Solomon and Associates.com.
Awesome. Well, Shawna, thank you so much for showing up today. Not only
Thank
for me, but
you.
for many women, uh, to people in your community around the world. Keep
Thank
inspiring
you.
because there's probably
Thank
a little girl waiting just to hear what you're doing and able to believe
Oh,
in yourself. So thank you.
you're welcome. Thank you for the opportunity, this
Yes.
life opportunity. And if anybody needs anything, please feel free to reach out.
Mhm.
Look, I'm an empty nester, so I'm kind of
I'll
living
send
life at this
my
point, right?
kids. I'll send you'd send them back in a week.
Yeah. Woo. My daughter trying to send my grandbaby down here, and I was like, all the way down here for 2 weeks without y'all? I don't I don't know. We're gonna
Yeah,
see. We'll see. But
yeah.
thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. You're so welcome.